Hi everyone, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm joined by...
Your husband.
So, Duncan. You've all seen him before.
So have you.
Yeah. So today we are going to be starting a series on my channel, aren't we?
We are.
Yes. And it is a set of questions that are sort of bookish, would you rather questions. To my remembrance, is that a word? Yes, it is.
I would say memory, but...
To my memory, yes, sorry. To my memory, there are 110 questions here, but we're going to break it down to 10 questions each video. And over the course of 2021, for most months, there will be a video from us. I've not decided which month there won't be a video in. Possibly next December, but we'll see. Anyway, so we're going to do the first 10 questions. Okay, so question number 1. Would you rather have a friend who loses your books or one who dog-ears them?
My goodness. Oh, what a horrible person. You want them out your life.
I don't want a friend that does either of those things.
No, I think I'd sooner have the book, even with the dribbles and splashes.
Yeah, I don't dog-ear my own books, and I tend not to lose my own books. And if a friend wants to borrow a book, I would rather go on like Books or Amazon or something and buy them their own copy. And then they can do whatever they want with it. They don't have to give me it back, and I don't need to keep chasing them to give me it back because it's theirs and they can get the enjoyment from it. So what would you wouldn't have that friend?
I would let them go.
Okay, we're both agreed on that then. So question number 2, would you rather read a book where the page was missing or a book where the author doesn't know the difference between there, and there?
I couldn't abide a book with a page missing. I couldn't stand that.
So you would read a book by an author who doesn't have a grasp on the English language?
I'm just not into a grammar Nazi, so it wouldn't bother me. I just think they were trying to say something that maybe they were failing in saying, but no, I would sooner have the page there, definitely.
I don't think I could do with either of those, so that's me undecided on.
You could correct it as you went. Text.
I've actually done that before. Okay, so question number 3. Would you rather read a book that gave you a paper cut on every page or a book that had tiny, tiny text?
I would wear mittens if it was such a bad book. And as far as having tiny text, I think both those books would end in the bin. I really do. But I'd sooner have the tiny text then I wouldn't bother reading it and I wouldn't cut my fingers.
I'd sooner have the tiny text because a paper cut, that's
How could you do that? Every page.
And you'd have no hands left. Your skin would be like ribbons.
Can't blame the author on that.
No. So I'd have the tiny text. You couldn't have really. Well, you wouldn't get paper cuts because you tend to read on your iPad, so it's fine.
Could be electric shock every page.
Oh, you need to get a new iPad if that happens. Oh my. Okay, so question number 4. Would you rather read only one book in a year and remember everything, or read 100 books and remember nothing?
What is the point of reading a book that you remember nothing about? No, I would read the one book and have the enjoyment of that all year.
I think if it was 100 decent books.
But you don't remember them.
But if you don't remember them, you can reread them and you enjoy them again.
Oh, that's a thought.
Yes. So, yeah.
I'll have the one book to remember.
Okay. You've not read quite as many books as me in 2020. I'm almost at my 100.
Good.
Okay. For my Goodreads challenge. What was the first book you read in 2020?
Oh, goodness me, I can't remember.
So you read so few. A lot fewer than I did.
But the Roger Ackroyd one just done. I remember the story of that.
Because you've just read it in the last couple of days.
Yeah, no, but if you, I think it would be easier to answer that question the other way around. If you asked me what the story was about, I'd probably be able to tell you, but I couldn't remember what I was doing in January. Can't remember what I was doing last week.
First book I read in 2020 was Peter and Alice by John Logan, which was a play about Peter Llewellyn and Alice. Oh my word, what was her name or surname? Liddell. Alice Liddell. So the boy and girl who were Peter Pan and Alice from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So that's the first book I read. I don't remember every single little plot thing in it.
So what was the first book you read in February?
I can't remember that. Dearie me. Okay, so question number 5. It's question number 5 we're on, isn't it? Yes. Would you rather secretly love a book everyone else hates, or secretly hate a book everyone else loves?
I would sooner love a book everybody hates.
I think I'd probably go for both of those.
You can.
I can. Because there's lots of books that I like that other people don't, and there's lots of books that I can't abide that other people love. But then reading is a subjective thing. One book might be one person's idea of absolute literary heaven, and to another person that book is just hellish.
I'd like to speak to the person who didn't like the book I liked, just to talk
and tell them off.
No,
You will like this book because I didn't.
Let's get them drunk till they admit that they like it.
I like it a lot. Question number 6. Would you rather be stuck on a very long plane or train ride without a book?
Plane.
I would choose train. Why would you choose plane?
Because there's a lot more distractions on the plane. There's the stewardesses coming around with this and that. There's it just seems to, I don't know. You don't relax so much on a plane, I think. At least I don't.
I would disagree. I would say that there's a lot more to distract you on a train journey. Because in a plane, you don't have scenery, because 9 times out of 10 you're flying above the clouds. Whereas on a train, there are people coming and going all the time. The faces change constantly. You can make up your own little stories. It could be your own version of Murder on the Orient Express. You've always got something to look at because of the scenery that's going past. I would choose a train, but then I wouldn't be stupid enough to forget a book.
It might be confiscated.
Whoa! Just try it. Just try it. Right. Question number 7. Would you rather have someone ruin the ending of a book for you, or never finish a book you were reading? I think I'd probably rather someone ruined the ending for me. I mean, Murder of Roger Ackroyd, you went in knowing the ending of that, and it was such a twist. And that was the whole sort of twist of the book. That was what kind of turned it on its head, but you knew that. So I think I'd rather have the ending spoiled than not finish a book. That actually makes me break out in a cold sweat. I thought of that. I'm actually like horrified.
I think I'd sooner not finish it than have it ruined.
Well, you and I are different people then.
Difficult one, that one.
Right, okay, so question number 8. Would you rather have dinner with your favourite author or your favourite character?
I would sooner have dinner with the character.
Okay, how?
Because the author paints a picture, but not necessarily tells the full story about that person. And if that person interested me, I'd want to know more about them than the author told me.
Okay, no, I quite like that. I would probably choose the author, because then we could talk about the character. And then the author could elaborate on the character and how they came to write that character and the characteristics they gave that person. I think I'd choose the author.
I think either would be interesting, especially if they paid for the dinner.
Especially if it was Agatha Christie. For me, personally. Right, what question are we on? Question number 9. Would you rather date a character you have a crush on or your crush from real life? Well, we're married, so...
Can you say that one again?
Okay, yeah. Would you rather date a character you have a crush on or your crush from real life? So I think crush from real life is someone that's not famous, possibly.
I think crush from real life because, you know, dating an imaginary person, you need pills for that. No, I'll go for the real person all the time.
I'll go for the favourite character, but not necessarily a date. No thanks. Okay, so final question for this video. Question number 10. Would you rather have your favourite book turned into a movie or your favourite movie turned into a book?
I would go from book to movie rather than movie to book, because that seems a bit like putting the horse behind the cart. There's so much more in a book than there is going to be in a movie. And so if you get best of both worlds by reading the book and seeing the movie, I think.
See, I quite like novelizations of movies that have been made first and then a novel has come out afterwards, because
quite a few.
I do, yeah. And the reason why I like movie novelizations is because when the novelist who's writing the novel of the movie is writing the novel of the movie, they use an early draft of the script. So you're getting scenes in that book that aren't in the film. So it adds a whole other dimension to that and a whole other layer of enjoyment, because it's like you're seeing a bit further into the movie.
You're learning more about the thinking behind the movie.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
And for that reason, yeah, I would choose movie to book. So that was our first 10 questions of our bookish Would You Rather. We will do more. Yes. We're in lockdown for probably the entirety of January here in Scotland. We're in tier 4. So that actually started at midnight last night. So we're currently filming this on Boxing Day. And we are on a 3-week lockdown as of today, so yeah, that'll be fun. So when you're not working, we'll film some more.
Yeah.
And
in the spare time.
So this is like our pilot episode. Yes. So thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.
Bye bye.